Hey there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name's Shane, the Average Mountain Biker. Last week, my wife and I made a trip out to Spider Mountain. I was a little low on time. I would have done a little bit more filming while I was there, but I just had to get there and get on the trails as soon as I could and make sure I didn't miss out on anything. So this is how we're going to recap the video. I have the POV footage of me riding here that you guys will see as we go on, and we're going to recap this video. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So the first part of the video is Itsy Bitsy, a green trail there. I'd seen it on some videos before, and I just wanted to get out there on the bike and see how I felt. Good warm-up trail. So we're going to review it here, and I'll talk to you guys about what I liked about the trail, what I didn't like about the trail. It starts off pretty flat. If you've never been to Spider Mountain, the way it works, it's got a chairlift. So once you get up there to the top, it's a hub, and they have plans to expand on the trails after they start from the top. I think there's 6 trailheads at the top, and they're planning to split it into 12 in the middle and 24 on the bottom. So Itsy Bitsy was a first trail that I tried. It starts off pretty flat with some berms, and it's not too chunky or anything like that. Pretty good terrain for beginners to ride on, and by the end of it, it does get a little bit more intense. It's a good trail to warm up on. I really enjoyed it. Some of these berms had pretty weird braking points, just going based on where the braking bumps were from people who've been riding them, but overall, there wasn't anything that would send you too crazy. There was a part on this trail where I almost hit a tree coming out of a berm, and that was it was a bit sketchy. I think that was the first trail that I did on the day, so having a near miss on a tree is not exactly how you want to start a day, but you know, it is what it is. I didn't walk these trails or anything, so I didn't know what to expect. So when I came up across these rollers, I just kind of made my way through them however I could. And you can see there's a lot of trails that split off of the one main trail that comes off the hub, and so just got to follow the signs and see which one looks right to you. But some of these trails I definitely recommend walking through it a little bit and seeing what it looks like, so you can at least have an idea of what your line choice is going to be. That definitely would have helped me out. I think the second time I made it up there to the top, I ended up going down Viper's Den, and that trail got pretty chunky pretty quick. I think this is the bottom section of Itsy Bitsy, and it's pretty sweet. It's got a nice long swooping berm that comes up to a little drop, like a little diving board, and that was a good drop to warm up on too. There's nothing too crazy on this trail, then you can dodge anything that you're not comfortable with hitting. So if you are a true beginner, you can still come out in Spider Mountain and have a good time on these trails without having to push yourself too far. So that's it for Itsy Bitsy for now. We're going to get back on the lift, make our way back up to the top, and try some of these blue trails. First up on the blue trails is Viper's Den. This is the one I was talking about earlier. It gets really chunky really quick. It's a nice little tech trail. After that top section of Viper's Den, I was still feeling a little bit iffy on the bike. I still had my backpack on with all my gear in it, and so when I got down to the bottom, I decided to ditch the backpack so that I could just feel more comfortable on the bike. So let's get back up to the hub, and we're going to try out another trail. So to get to Tarantula, which is one that you've probably seen on a lot of videos, it's got that big Texas flag wall ride. You have to take the top section of Viper's Den to get to this one because it's in the middle of the mountain. But it was a really fun trail. I had a blast on it, and I've done some more practice on wall rides and cornering. So I'm excited to get back out here to Spider Mountain and properly hit that Texas flag wall ride. I think it'll be pretty sick. So after taking Tarantula in the middle section of the mountain, I ended up trying to go down Viper's Den, the bottom section of Viper's Den, and that's where that trail really started to get chunky and technical with some of those natural rock gardens that were there. I would say this trail is a pretty good one to walk first if you can, if you don't want to take it slow and work your way through there, because I had no idea which line choice was the right one to make, and I ended up having to step off my bike and walk it back and doing a double take on it 2 or 3 times on that trail. And since I got there late in the day, I didn't have enough time to really go back and hit it from top to bottom again. So I would just recommend, if you want to check out Viper's Den, either watch some videos before you go and see what kind of line choices they're making and study up on it, or take your time and walk through the trail first. That way you can have a nice smooth experience of that trail from start to finish. we're back up at the hub now, and looking at the map, I definitely wanted to give a shot at Recluse and see if I can find this jump line that I've seen on videos here. So this trail is the top section of that jump trail. It'll bring you out in the middle of the mountain where you have a couple of choices on which one you want to go down. So this top section was super fun, a lot of nice berms, a good flow trail, and I would definitely like to hit it with some more speed and really feel how this trail is built to be ridden. Just like in some of my other videos, you can see here that I struggle with my speed coming into these jumps, and I end up casing them a lot, but I still like, trying to go full send off that lip just to get a feeling of what that jump is like when I do have enough speed to clear it. I think it's good practice. It can also just be good muscle memory for how it feels to go off the lip of a jump if you're still getting back into the rhythm of things on a bike. So this trail was still fun even though I cased all the jumps. To get to the bottom section of this jump trail, you still have to go in at the very top of the bottom part of Itsy Bitsy. You kind of hit a trail fork and you go off to the right on this one to hit the blue trail instead of the green. So if you're looking for how to get to this trail, just take a look at the map at the hub before you start going down it. That way you can just flow right on through it straight to the trail you want to go to. Just like Viper's Den, I think these blue trails have a good bit of tech in them no matter where you go, just because of these natural rock gardens that you run into. So navigating your way through that will also help keep up some speed for the jumps afterwards. Looking back, I definitely could have put a few more pedal strokes in to try to have enough speed to really hit these jumps the right way, but you do what you can with the time that you have, and either way it doesn't hurt to hit a jump trail a little slower the first time just to get the feel of it. After hitting Recluse the first time and being a little bit slow on all those jumps, I wanted to give it one more try, see if I can clear these jumps and make some progression on how the trail felt and hitting the berms. I mean, all of this is good practice for, the things that I'm still trying to get better at. This trail is probably my favorite one that I rode that day, so I would definitely recommend, if you only have a little bit of time while you're at Spider Mountain, you should send it down Recluse for sure. You can also see throughout the day that I got more comfortable with the berms. I carry a lot more speed into them by the time I made it my second time down Recluse compared to my first run on like Itsy Bitsy and Viper's Den. So sometimes saving some of the harder trails for your skill level for later on in the day will be better, just because you can get warmed up and feel out how that trail system feels on your bike. Definitely carrying some more speed into the first few jumps on Recluse this time around. I cleared that second one, but still just not quite at the speed that I needed to clear all these jumps. So definitely some progress to be made there still. I mean, altogether, I only had about an hour and a half to ride while I was here at Spider Mountain before the lift shut down for the day. So I was just in the mindset of get down the mountain as quick as I can just to get one more trip up the lift back up to the hub. So they shut the lift down at 4 p.m. and I made my way back down to the bottom of the lift after hitting Recluse for the second time. And when I got to the lift, it was 3:59. So luckily they let me back on it one more time. I'd been eyeing this trail up. It's got some more wood features on it that I wanted to hit. This one's called Sidewinder, and it was a lot of fun to hit, and it was a good one to end the day on. But there were some spots on it that got a little sketchy for me, because just like Viper's Den, where it starts to get technical, I hadn't looked at the trail at all. I hadn't seen any videos on it. I didn't walk it first, so definitely feeling the mistake of not taking my time to prepare for the trail that I was going to hit. This is that part of the trail I referenced earlier. I mean, there is just a ton of options for you to take through these woods. I think the trail kind of splits off there and might keep on going. I'm not too sure. I'm not very familiar with the trail system, but I decided to just take this one. It takes me right out to the bottom and call it a day at that. So that's it for my footage on Spider Mountain for that day. I really wish I would have had some more time to ride while I was there. I could have taken my time on the line choices that I made on these trails. I could have double backed on them a few times, but it is what it is. You know, I had about an hour and a half to ride, and I feel like I made the most of it. I probably made it back up to the top of that lift like 6 or 7 times. So it was a lot of fun. Those trails are really cool. I can't wait to go back. That bike park experience, I mean, living in Central Texas, I mean, you don't really have a lot of options for mountain biking. So having a bike park with, with the chairlift on it really makes a big difference compared to always having to bike or hike back up to the top of whatever trail you're wanting to have some fun on. Also, some point during that day, I popped my back tire, or at least just maybe I pinched a tube or something, had a small leak, because the day after I found my back tire completely flat. So I don't know that really made too much of a difference on how my riding was while I was there, but I did take it back to my local bike shop. I had them go ahead and make my bike tubeless. I got some new Specialized ground control tires on the bike, and I took it out to Cameron Park yesterday, and man, it felt great. I don't know if it was the new tires or I had a few days of rest. Confidence was good. I went back and hit some of the trails that I like to hit there, and it felt really good. So maybe that contributed to some of the issues I had with keeping my speed up on those jump trails, but I like to say that I just needed a little bit more practice, make some more progress on how I can carry my speed through the corners and approach the jumps and fully commit to them when I have decided, like, I'm going to hit this jump. I mean, I have to hit it right. My balance needs to be good. My speed needs to be there. And that's what it's all about. Making progress where you can, going back to the trails that you've struggled on before and pushing yourself to get it done right. So, again, thank you guys for hanging out with me and watching some of my content. It's been a lot of fun to try and do my best at documenting what I'm doing in an entertaining way so that people can watch and leave some comments about how I can get better or anything like that. So if you guys like what you're watching, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. Right now I have scheduled out to post every Friday some long form content. Short form content goes up every day of the week, so hopefully you guys are enjoying what I'm putting out. If you have anything that you would like to see in future videos, leave it down in the comments and I'll check them out, see what all I can do to keep giving you guys a good experience. For this week, that's it. I'm signing off, and I'll see you guys out there on the trails.